Hello, my name is Elise Marcelin, and I'm going to be doing my report on control and decision making. So, what does this mean? Surely we have full control over our decisions, right? Well, let's start by talking about the definition of the word control. According to the Webster Dictionary, control is defined by having power or authority over something. So, do we have full control of all of our decisions? Where do we start? Let's start by looking at the brain. There are two parts of the brain that are involved in decision making: your amygdala, which houses your emotions, and the prefrontal cortex for logic and reason. Now, how do these two parts of your brain work together? Well, during a conscious decision, that would mean your amygdala and prefrontal cortex are not in agreement with one another. Whereas an unconscious decision means that they are, and there is no need for complex thinking, so your conscious mind is not involved. So if I'm not consciously making those decisions, who is? Where is this coming from? And can it change what I end up doing? So this was actually tested with Antoine Baccara. He had participants choose cards from two decks, causing them to win or lose money. Their emotions were then measured using their palm sweat via a lie detector test. The higher their emotion, the more palm sweat. Now, what the participants did not know is that the red deck was stacked up so that they would lose every single time. Now, 10 cards in, their palms would start to sweat more, but they wouldn't be able to consciously identify why they had this rise of emotion or how to change it. What does this mean? That means that the unconscious brain was able to identify what their emotions were and cause their body to change in ways that show their higher emotion. So emotions such as frustration and disappointment, when they lost, caused them to make better decisions. But those participants who did not understand that unconsciously, they were found to have an inability to properly process emotions. Now, David Eagleman gives us a better example of this with Tammy Myers. She suffered from a traumatic brain injury, causing her to no longer properly process her emotions, meaning she was always in indecision. She was unable to choose which one was better because neither of them had a higher emotional value for her. Now, Dan Ariely also points out that this is not just an internal battle. Externally, things can be there that cause us to change our decisions, such as a default or more options being presented to us. As an educator, being able to understand how brains make decisions will help me with making more effective lesson plans and being able to better connect with my students. In summary, we found out that the brain has two parts that are in charge of decision making. The unconscious brain also has the ability to make decisions that we are unaware of, and the conscious brain is influenced by outside factors. So do we really have the ability to fully control all of our decisions? Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.